Hello, welcome back to the Late Night Double Feature Picture Show. Once again, as you can see, I'm solo, and I'm solo for a good reason today because I'm not going to be doing the normal 50s or 60s horror or science fiction film review. I'm going to discuss video stores, online video stores, from which I purchase a lot of my physical media, as you can see in the background here. There are a number of them, too many to list, but a few of which are Diabolik, Grindhouse Video. It's Diabolik DVD, Grindhouse Video. And there's a bunch of others, but different than Amazon or other sources for physical media. The thing about the Diabolik and the Grindhouse, and the one I'm going to be focusing on today, is that they deal with the super special edition box sets from different sources. So while you can find those types of things on Amazon, these sites, smaller kind of mom and pop sites, have more of a focus on those. And if you're a physical media collector, if you're really into it, these are the places for the most part that you'll go and you'll get your fix on these things. In a lot of cases, you can buy direct from the companies that are putting out these Blu-rays, DVDs, 4Ks. But in some cases, it gets a bit cost prohibitive because some of these companies are in Europe, and while the price of the product may not be that bad, the shipping costs an arm and a leg. And so if you have a distributor like the companies I just mentioned and the one I'm about to talk about, they're kind of the middleman, and you save on the shipping. So the store I'm going to be focusing on today is Orbit DVD. Not quite sure how long they've been around. I've been utilizing them for a couple of months now. Orbit actually has a physical store located in Asheville, North Carolina, I believe. So obviously I'm located in New York, so I have not been to their physical location. So I'm doing my shopping online with them. So, there's a lot of choices when you're going out and you're looking to buy physical media. Orbit got on my radar. I'm not quite sure how they got on my radar, but I went and I checked out their site, and they had some fairly competitive prices. But the thing that really caught my attention was that they had a section of their online store which was labeled damaged. So the one thing to know about physical media collectors is that they are extremely finicky. The slightest imperfection in their box set, the packaging, whatever it is that's been done to make it a special edition, the slightest imperfection is considered like a ruined item to a lot of people who collect physical media. I'm not so much that way. To me, at the end of the day, the reason I collect physical media is for the contents, right? The film, the documentary, whatever it is, and of course the special features that come along with that. So, clearly I don't want to be buying something and paying top dollar that comes in a box that's completely destroyed. But by the same token, I'm not so finicky that I'm really concerned about slight creasing or a little dent or something along those lines. So anyway, as I say, I was on the Orbit site and kind of perusing, and they have their physical media broken up into different sections. And I noticed this damaged section. And what I realized was that so just as all these video stores, online video stores, they get their inventory, and sometimes some percentage of their inventory has been damaged in transit. And I've heard one of them, Grindhouse, the owner of Grindhouse, actually has a weekly YouTube video that he puts out, and he's talked about his damaged items and how he has to return those items to the distributor and get a refund. Which, you understand, right? If the people who buy from you don't want the damaged items, you're going to have to send them back. So I thought it was really interesting when I noticed that Orbit was, instead of sending it back to the distributor, who I assume then sends it back to the wholesaler, they decided to sell these things, but at a reduced price. So I was intrigued, and one of the first ones that drew my attention was a film that came out in a super duper special edition from a company called Second Sight. And the film in question is called Dog Soldiers. It's basically a werewolf movie. So I was taking a look at what was purported to be damaged, and and they had, the thing that they do on Orbit is that they provide extensive pictures, so you can get a look at what exactly is damaged about the packaging. So I'm going to show you the box right now, and you're going to really have to look to see any damage here. So this is Dog Soldiers. It comes in a nice hard case, nicely done. That's the back. It came with a J card. The J card has additional information about the transfer, about special features and such. That's where the discs are. There's a booklet that came with it. There are some cards in there also that came with it. And the damage, how, if you can see in that upper, it's my left, I guess it would be your right hand corner, you see that crease? That's the damage that was done to this case. So this is why this is being sold as damaged. And as I said, to a lot of physical media collectors, this would be the kiss of death. You don't want a package that looks like that. To me, it was a minor thing. And when I looked at what this was being sold for through other, without any damage through other places, Orbit was selling it for, I think it was like $25, $25, I'm not sure which, cheaper. So I was like, yeah, of course. It's a great package, great packaging. They put together a great thing, great special features. And I was like, so for that small dent, yeah, I'll take that for $25. And when I got it, I was very pleased. The damage is minimal. Again, I'm not that picky about it. It's hardly noticeable. So anyway, that was my first go around with Orbit and their damaged items. So of course, I then started to continue to go back and check their site to see any additional damaged things that would come up for sale. And they always have, I don't know, like 6 to 10 that are available at any time. And the savings depends. Anywhere, you could be saving anywhere from $10 to $30 is what I've kind of noticed. Maybe there's a bit more of a spread, but that's what I've noticed. So the second one I came across, this was put out by a company called Vinegar Syndrome, and I think it was already sold out. So you couldn't get it. And basically what happens with these is that when they sell out, the people who have bought multiple copies, because they know that these are limited, so people will buy multiple copies, and when they sell out at Vinegar Syndrome or Severn or one of these places that produces these packages, they then will go and try to sell them on the secondary market like eBay, and they pump up the price. So if they paid $60 or $70 for it, they're asking for $130, $150. So when I saw this in their damage section, Orbit's damage section, I was just like, okay, well, I'm seeing this on eBay for like $120, $130, and let's see what they have it listed here for. So this is the film in question. It's called Thriller. It's from the 70s. Again, a hard case. Here's the back. Again, this came with 2 discs. This film was released 2 different ways. The original release, and a warning to anybody who might consider searching for this even on the secondary market. This is a kind of a rape revenge movie. The original version does contain scenes of hardcore sex, actual penetration. The other film, the other version, which was released here in the United States, in the United States had the hardcore sex scenes removed. So those the two versions of the film. And I think I ended up paying, I want to say $50 something for this damaged. And you know, I'm looking at the case now in preparation for this, and I don't even really remember where the damage is. If it's here, I'm just not even seeing it in this light. So, so this was another example of a damaged film that I got from Orbit, and was very, very happy with. So again, having gotten 2 damaged items from them, I kept an eye out, and one day I came across this Roger Corman gem, a movie that I just love. It's a bucket of blood. This isn't quite the show that these other two were. This doesn't come in a hard case. You'll see it just comes with the one disc. Now you'll notice the damage on this one is a bit more evident. You see the very bottom of the case, how it's a little banged up and skewed. But again, you know, for the most part, when you're, you know, it goes in my case like this, and there's no damage there, right? So ultimately, because this isn't quite the super duper special edition, I think this might have been like $10 cheaper than I could have gotten it elsewhere. But you know, again, I'm very happy to pay less and get something that is slightly dinged up and add it to my collection. So this was another example. I actually have one more that I've not received yet. It's on the way. I can't remember who the distributor of the film was. It's Frankenstein versus the Monster from Hell. Again, like the first two I showed you, a super duper box case, special edition, all that stuff. And again, when I looked, the damage was fairly minimal. So I said, yeah, I ordered that, and as a matter of fact, it's, I think, supposed to arrive before the end of the day today. So I'm looking forward to take a look at that and seeing what the damage to the case looks like in person. Although, as I said, you know, with the first 3 that I've gotten that were damaged, you know, I would barely consider them damaged. I know there are people who collect physical media who would swear up and down that that's damaged goods and they wouldn't want it. For the money I'm saving, I'm not opposed. This is another one I got from Orbit. This one was not damaged. Sorry about the reflection. This is what comes of watching other folks. Again, this is a hard case, super special edition booklet, that type of thing. This is what comes of watching other YouTube channels like my channel, in which this was a film when I heard about its release I wasn't really interested in, but then hearing somebody, a gentleman by the name of Brian, who has a channel called Just the Discs, and he kind of did a standalone where he kind of reviewed this, and by the time he was done talking about it, I realized it was like right up my alley, and it was something I really wanted. So I went to Orbit and I got it. And that's the other thing I want to say about Orbit too. Some of their stuff seems to be priced accordingly with other sites. But I noticed that some of the discs that they sell are priced lower. And I'm not even just talking about damaged discs. I'm talking about like their normal discs. So I'm not quite sure why that is, or what's going on that causes them to be lower in price sometimes. I do know that they sell out quickly on a lot of titles. So I'm having a sneaking suspicion that they may not be getting the volume that maybe some of these other online video stores get. You know, maybe they're getting like 10 or 20 of these to sell, because they do seem to sell it fairly quickly. The final thing I would say about Orbit is that they ship very quickly. The film I was talking about a little earlier, I ordered just a few days ago, and it's already coming today. So they ship very, very quickly. So overall, I would say Orbit, if you're a film collector, if you're a physical media collector, go to their site, give them a look at the damage section. If you're somebody who likes super special editions, take a look at that and see if the savings is worth it for you. Again, like I said, I don't mind a slight damage to a package. So anyway, that's it. That's my review of Orbit DVD online store. Please, if you watched this video and you thought there was any value to it, give it a like, give me a subscribe. And again, I will be back with my partner in a day or two with another movie review. So thank you once again for joining me at the Late Night Double Feature Picture Show, and I'll see you again real soon.